start doing art?
Dang, since I could hold a pencil.
I see you got a lot of female bodies. So what's the inspiration whenever you doing your art?
I think I just am surrounded by a lot of beautiful women, so they are the inspiration. And then it's also me tapping into my own kind of femininity as well. So I feel like even though a lot of those pieces are modeled from my friends, they are still self-portraits because I still put so much of my own imagination into all of those to curate the photo shoot, to take the photos, and then to create the piece that it ends up being more me than them in the end. I also end up knowing them better by doing portraits of them. You know what I mean? Because how many other people study their friend's face for hours?
Right.
So it's a lot of just people and things around me that inspire.
This was your first solo art show?
Yes.
So a lot of people just don't know the work, whatever it is, music or whatever, when you're setting up a show, what all went into just getting this thing organized? Hours of work?
So that doesn't even begin to describe how much work went into it because each piece is hours of work, right? And some pieces are even tens of hours of work, you know what I mean? So to have a body of work that is ready to be presented in a space cohesively together is a monster on its own because you don't actually end up being able to see the finished product until you're actually hanging in the space. Because it takes a lot of visualizing and a lot of organization and time management.
That one right there?
This one is called Moonscape, and it's pretty much the mathematical term for infinity.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I was tapping into when I made the symbol with the two heads that looks like infinity.
Right.
And then on top of that, I was able to kind of play with the letters and replace the 8
The 8?
part
I
with
saw the 8,
yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
A while ago with the chain.
Yeah, the chain. It's on the back like a tramp stamp or
Right,
whatever
right.
some would call it. Well, sometimes I kind of like to feel you play with sexuality in a more elegant type of way, but to make it interesting and pique the interest still. This was kind of my way of doing the elegant tramp stamp, if you will. Yes. With my
modern day
yes,
classy.
Yeah, because I always think you know what I mean? It plays with the mind a little bit, but mostly my work is about using the female form mainly. But I also paint men as well to do different abstract compositions with, to kind of pique the interest of the mind and also the visualization of the body. So
All right.
you have to kind of make a name for yourself. There's no more gigs or galleries that you just get placed into because you're in school, you know what I mean? So you have to really make your own opportunities pretty much. And so through that, I started doing spray paint piece, and I did a mural with two hands embraced this, saying embrace change. And I was super passionate about it. I felt called to it. This was during the middle of the pandemic when nothing was going on, everything was at a halt, and I felt extremely called to do this as an artist. It was my duty. So there was my first large piece, and with that, I met all these dope artists who recognized my passion for art and were interested in taking me on and mentoring me to do large pieces. And so with that, I got to pick up my first can, and that was back in 2020. So we're on our third year now, doing spray paint.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look like you've been doing it for years.
No, I've been doing it for 3 years.
That's what's up.
But that feels good though, because I feel for a long time, getting comfortable with the can and comfortable with the culture was you have to make a name for yourself, and I didn't realize that because this is extremely hip hop, you know what I mean? And it's guarded in that way. So for me, as like an outsider coming in, people didn't really like that I didn't know who people were or couldn't pay my respects because I just had no idea. Like a whole different world opened up as soon as I started doing street art. And then I kind of got more comfortable with like talking to people and just talking about my art just all the time to the point where it just expanded like I would have never thought. I've gotten to do the most craziest things, and it's taken me so far into such beautiful places that I would have never imagined. So it's cool. I feel like this show isn't like a great representation of all of the work that I have and that's out right now because this is just like what I have at the moment in my life after now she's better. Yeah, so it was crazy for a second, and I just feel like I'm so glad that I at least have these pieces here to show and to like commemorate the time in like my own space, because I feel like I've always given and contributed to the community with my art, but I've never had like that celebrated on its own. Okay. Yeah, so I'm super grateful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
So it feels good. I feel super blessed and humbled. Unfortunately, it feels like all of my other work that I had floating around. I feel bad that I couldn't be here tonight, but I'm glad that I still came through with the pieces that I have. So yeah, it was good.
How did y'all like the art around here?
The art?
Yeah. Do you know the artist?
I do know the artist.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Little Lady Wolf.
Yeah.
So
you got the art in the background. Did you have a good time tonight today?
I had a good time tonight, yeah.
How was your night tonight?
The night's going so good, just chilling so far. Just nice night. I love the art. It's just all around. Artist right here is just laughing, having a good time.
Yeah. So, how did it go?
I didn't really have too much expectations for it other than getting it up. So honestly, I felt like it was successful. I enjoyed myself. I'm thoroughly, vibing. We've got to enjoy a lot of good drinks, a lot of fun games, good times with good friends. I made a few sales, so I feel. And I think that they could all be that. You know what I mean? Like this one could eventually be like this level as well. But since I only had 2 hours to live paint this one.
Well, it's got that appeal too. Like it was a live painting.
It is a live
It was a speed painting technically. So like it gets a lot of extra points.